Good afternoon. Well, if you read the directions, excuse my cough, I wasn't able to get on this morning. There was a misconnection between the microphone and the camera, and thank goodness for a friend I found, and he told me kind of what to do, and I freak out because I don't know what to do. And guess what? It works. Anyway, I have been asked several times to begin with the series. You were aware again. I did the wands of the tarot cards. And I thought, oh my, having these new teeth, I end up all this clogginess in the back of my throat. Apologies. I am going to get used to that. I've got the first three cards in the cup symbology of the lower arcana. Number one, my favorite card. And why is it a favorite card, you may ask? Is because this is the Dove of Peace giving the sacrament into the cup of life. And the little connection up here is the union between above and below. And from that, there are four streams, I believe. Yes. No, five streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes much more sense. I didn't really zone up on this, I'm afraid. And water, which emotions are, with the lilies, and there's a number of flowers, and then all the numbering in here is really, really important, by the way. This is the beginning of really understanding that we are connected to a greater power, a love power, not just power, but loving. And that's one of the things I've come to really enjoy, no matter, because I can get stressed out by everything as well. And as I can just take a breath and feel that love essence that's inside. It's like, how when you get angry, you feel the anger. And it's like how you feel the love and how you can take the love and move it and put it in a different direction of whatever it is. So when you have that awareness, number two, if you're following, excuse me again, if you're following along, this is about communication. A man dressed very nicely. Actually, if I remember rightly, he's got little nice flowers on there. With his hand outreached to the woman, he's dressed quite plainly. But here's the key. Above, with the wings, the medical sign, plane. This is about communication. Healing communication, awareness of communication. It is a healing symbol. In fact, I had to phone a friend today because I was feeling upset over something. And so I had to phone. I texted actually and said, I need to talk because I had to get something straight in my head. Communication. So you can have, excuse this throat, I forgot to tune up first. I was so excited to get back on. Believe me, I've been fighting this since 6:30 this morning to get on. And now I don't have a voice again. Never mind. I'll soon take care of that. When we embrace love, when we embrace the creator, however you do that, but from my perspective, this symbol depicts that we need to have love. Then we can communicate that. No matter what goes on, this is a healing symbol. This is healing whatever it is between people. We rebalance the male and female inside and the male and female externally. So all of that is very much important. And what that brings us is to number 3, celebration of life, enjoyment of life, fully of life. Many years ago, Being a tarot person, went to a tarot, well, I went to several tarot conferences, but my first one was in Chicago. And so I arrived there. Some people knew of me because I'd been in a couple of other places. But we had fancy dress. You got to get dressed up as one of the 78 symbols. And I had a lot of fun with those over the years. But anyway, there were three ladies that dressed in this. They had their cups, and they were so delightful because there was a similarity amongst the three of them. Same sort of size, coloring. Well, hair color was a bit different, but basically, and they, during the evening, they just did a little dance with that, with their cups raised high, intermingling and show. And it really makes sense that when you are comfortable within, when you are happy within, and that's what that tree is a happy symbol. So basically, the lead off with the cup symbology, dealing with emotions, is the recognition there's another power that you can incorporate that brings love into the system, that can heal you on the inside. And then you can take that healing. So we take this out into your communication with people. How do you communicate? How do you deal with your anger and frustration when it comes up? What do you specifically do? That becomes really important. These three symbols are the first three, because after that, it's something like if you remember going through the wands, which was the mind, the first four symbols really said how we need to be, and then it got a little crazy. But in the cups, the first three is the creative energy. If you listen to me on Wednesday morning, thank God this is working. If you listen to me on Wednesday morning, I'll talk about the power of three a bit there, because the three energy, which brings everything together, high, low, and you. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about the dark side of ourselves. We're going to run into that when we look at the symbology for sure, because we have that. We have our angers, we have our frustrations, we have our kind of not really believing. So it's about learning how to believe, how to trust, how to be, how to go, how to work. And the symbology, the first three cards so we got a long way to go to 10, but it shows us a lot. And I just want to recap. If you remember with the wands, which is a wee while ago, because I wasn't very well really there, and I kind of didn't come back into doing any more, but I'm feeling a lot better now. So you remember, you have a thought, you contemplate the thought, you project the thought, and then you reap the rewards of that. In other words, you put it out because you got to project it to make it happen, and then it happens. The emotions are different. Emotions are, we need to make some form of connection into a higher power, a higher belief, our lovingness of self first, of course. We must love ourselves. So we incorporate that lovingness from the universe into ourselves. Then we balance it, or we can reach out and communicate with others as well in a calm, practical way, living and being the way you are. And then you celebrate. I did a lot of celebrating when I was younger. Not so much these days, but in the sense of having fun, dancing, all that good stuff. If you can move, it's really, really well. Oh, it's such a lot. When life is fun, and now we're in Christmas period where most people are feeling tired. And then the next couple of days, if you're a mother with the meals and the kids, if you've got all that part, I had that many years ago. And then you sometimes don't get to enjoy because it's all work. So you want to be able to put a little bit of time in there to really reap the benefits of what you have done. So even though this has been a bit scrambled today, and Karen B, thank you for coming on and saying hi. Somehow noticed right away that I'm on. We're never on this time of the day, but man, I tell you, I've spent most of the day absolutely frantic because I've got mental mind treatments tomorrow night to do. I've got my big talk on Wednesday morning. I've just got a little bit more to do with I got a little surprise as well. So yeah, it's it's delightful. Actually, I'm glad I got to do this when I was really upset this morning and not sure what to do. So I have to text my friend and say I managed to figure it out and worked it out, and I didn't destroy anything. That's what I was concerned. Seemed to me I was making a bigger mess than what I wanted, but that's life. But these three symbols are not about making a mess. They're about knowing life is good from a feeling point of view. I wish you well. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock for mental mind treatment. And by the way, remember, prayer works. We're seeing it all over the place, and I love it. Thank you for coming on. Thanks, Carrie. Let's see, there are two, one's left. Yeah, because I'm leaving. See you. See you tomorrow. Bye.